Hey there, and welcome back to Trainwreck, an educational monster train series where you watch me struggle at around 200 Pact Shards. Not much to offer in the way of intros today. I decided to record this episode before work on Monday. Why, I couldn't tell you. But something about just playing some monster train sounded good, and this was the next one in the queue to record, so here we are. I it's weird. I actually try to find slots to record these in between a whole bunch of other stuff. Usually I'm recording a bunch on weekends. I will do 2 to 3 episodes on a Saturday and then 2 to 3 episodes on the Sunday, hopefully building up at least the 5 required for the week. But this past weekend, I ended up playing some other game for a while on Sunday, made not as much progress as I would like on recording, and I refuse to fall behind. It is very tough recording day of for things because you don't get much flexibility, right? And you're stressed by time, and if I have a meeting, it gets worse. So I just really want to have things prepared in advance. So here we are. Let's do it. So what the heck are we doing? That's a great question. So our previous run was yes, man, we've had a lot of really good ones lately. Ugh, this train of thought. You haven't seen this episode yet, I don't think, but it's rough. Anyway, our previous run was the highest scoring non-seed run I've ever played. Let me think about that for a second because I believe that's accurate. It was Primordium, and we had Superfood 2 into a quick multi-strike rail beater with Gurg's Goad, Ritual of Battles, double stack -2 Furnace Tap, Perils, and an extremely tiny and clean deck. And let me actually pull this up before I go too far off. I think run history. Where is it? It's the 76er here. Yeah, 76.6k. This is a nonsense run. It's very close to just 80 out of the gate. It was 230 shards. Yeah, you can see how nuts this was. It wasn't a rail beater? Oh no, it was. The branded warrior was the random guy with a large stone. This only makes sense because you have to remember I have Gurg's Goad, so this guy is smacking twice. Basically just filling the role of a punchy horned warrior that kind of self-scales. But yeah, crazy run. You see the double stack void binding, double stack -2 tiresome climbs. These are all just nonsense strong cards. Very powerful run overall. So that was what we had on our previous episode. Now, it's kind of funny actually. I'm just going to give you some spoilers maybe. I don't know if you've seen this episode or not, but we'll see. Look at this. 76.6k. Excellent. 41.3k. This is one of the lowest winning runs I think I've ever played, which is hilarious to me. It was so terrible. I both did a bad job. I sometimes acknowledge when I make mistakes. That was just a bad run. That was just a bad run. And I think that there are other ways I could have gone about doing it by avoiding things, like going different pathing choices. But the truth is that, the other paths wouldn't have given me anything anyway. So I'm not even really mad that I chose the paths I chose. It was like, okay, well, I guess I high roll on multi-strike or nothing else really benefits me on this run. It was kind of tragic. Anyway, that's enough there. It's also a little bit of spoilers. I don't actually know if that video is up yet or not. It will be if you're watching this not the day it releases, but anyway, let's get it on it. What do we have? Today's Fade. I don't really have much else to add here. Nothing cool about Fade other than it's Fade. It might be a fast run. It might also be tough. We'll see. I really enjoy playing her for the same reason I enjoy playing Chief, though. She defines the run in a very important way. Your entire run is shaped around the fact that you are playing Fade, which I enjoy. I wish more champions were like this, as opposed to a lot of champions where it's just, okay, I have this guy that helps me for 2 rings, and then I throw it away, or it becomes a backline part of my run, while the units pop off, It's just an unfortunate reality of champions didn't get anything in the DLC, so if they weren't already nuts, they're not going to do anything. But anyway, that's as much as I've got there, so let's get in on it. As always, do like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, let's see what Fade's got for us today. This is a Trainwreck episode Fade, which actually I've noticed has been very difficult recently. Simply because Fade is already tricky, and if you get one of the runs that forces you to take a lot of shards early, you can actually run into situations where you have near unwinnable rings with Fade. It's very dangerous. Obviously, once you stabilize, it's good, but still. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well today. I'm doing just fine. The morning has just begun for me, so I have very little to share about my day. I guess I slept well, and that's about as much as I can offer. So, hey, hopefully you all slept well. That sounds like an important thing. But anyway, today we are Exile, Melting, Exile, Stygian. It's not bad. I don't mind it. Yeah, it's fine. There are no obvious synergies. There's no, outside of something like Eel Gorgon, which is not a great Firelight target, there's nothing that has free multi-strike in Stygian, so. But I mean, you could do this with sweepers, so I don't know, that's all good, right? We're facing Pushback Talos, Curse Arcus, and Patient Seraph. A tricky combo, but we're shown some good tools here. We have Dripfall, Crystallis, and Resin Removal. All of these are good cards. Dripfall is utility days as well as just like utility in general. The movement is very strong. It's one of the stronger versions of cards. I'm actually surprised that they made Dripfall have dazed 1 while Hidden Passage has nothing attached to it. Not that I think Hellhorn needs to be stronger, but I guess they assume that for purposes of assembling a strong floor, Hidden Passage is stronger, which I think is fair. That makes sense to me, whereas Dripfall doesn't do that. You're very rarely dropping things into a middle floor. Although I guess if you were, it would daze it now. I don't know, it's kind of tough. This seems like a much more aggro play, which I suppose is the intent of it, right? They want you to play this on an enemy, so fair enough. Anyway, that's all I've got there. Let's get in on this. Pretty strong opener. I think I'm happy with every one of these cards. Resin Removal is very good into Patient, but also just generally speaking. Today we have temples on 2, 3, oh, give me late temples. Okay, 6 and 8. All right, good. I was worried because you get 2 temples up front like this, and suddenly if I get all 3 temples up front, I'm taking like 100 shards by Daedalus or whatever, and that's really rough for Fade if you're not strong enough. But we do have a 6 and an 8 temple, which are good. 8 has the dupe on the steel side, nothing special. It's unfortunate it's not a removal dupe, but it's fine. We have a good magic shop on 7 and an okay steel shop. They're both fine because it splits up the removals and the cave. So we'll see. It depends a lot on what I'm looking for. We have a very strong steel shop on 6 with cave and vortex, competing with a mediocre trinket shop with just some money. It's fine, but the health is maybe not important. We'll see what we need. Another very strong magic shop on 5 with Vortex and a Relic. Competes with, again, a kind of weak side. You get health, money, Hellvent. That's low impact. It depends on if we desperately need the dupe or not, but I'd much rather go to that magic shop. Another good steel shop. I do like that we have good shops, and I like the variety, right? It's steel, magic, steel. So I can really kind of power up in varieties of ways here, depending on what I need. I might hit on all the steel shops early and not need these, but removals are also very important for Fade, so it's not a big deal. Banner-wise, we get our pick on Ring 2. Steel Shop has the Remnant banner, fine. We do get a Stygian banner on Ring 3, which I probably want for the infusion. You gotta understand that, generally speaking, outside of like Draft and Paraffin Enforcer and maybe some Lady of the Reformed cheekiness, stuff like that, there's good options in Remnant, but usually your targets for Fade are in your other clan. I guess you could also have Lady of the House. I mean, there's actually a lot of good targets in Remnant for her. She can turn almost anything into nut stuff. Yeah, kind of cool. Let's see, as far as anything else goes, alright, let's see which Fade we get first. Firelight, Eternal Flame. I think both of these are winning here. Nothing about my opener suggests that Firelight would be better or worse, but I think we take this. I have no burnout extension, so I'll need to play it safe on Ring 1. I think Firelight has a higher high that I want to lean into. Icicle Fracture. I can use this to freeze primitive molds, or I can take Boon of the Blacksmith, which is itself strong to kill enemies faster, right? Prevents damage coming in. I'm going to take the Icicle Fracture. I think this plays into what I need to do better. Okay. Mark of Invasion is scary. I have basically no pings here. I'm going to skip that. I think that that could end my run pretty quickly. This is already a scary combat, yeah? Right, so here, I mean, like, we're already on the back foot because I have an Apprentice of Light and I don't want it to farm up damage shield. So we avoid this by playing Fade Top. And then I will toss Foregone Power and we'll just freeze one of these and sit on the Primitive Mold here. Crystallis doing work, though. Just punch this man in front. Excellent. Clear that floor. Get some Frostbite down. Good. We'll freeze something here. Alright, the Drip Fall, why not? It's all good. This is a weird one. I would really like to drop the Apprentice here, right? Fade hits, and then 2 floors later, the Apprentice kills second Fade. I need to scale up some actual burnout on this floor, or it's not going to be very effective. Theoretically, I could just win by Crystallising the boss as well. It's an option. So I think the play is we drop Guardian Buddy. Now, I could Foregone Power here. I actually think it's really important that I don't. We're going to put the Train Steward down to get this floor rolling. And I am going to Resin Removal to remove that Ember Drain. And I think that's our turn. I'll at least put Foregone Power into the Apprentice, just in case, yeah. Alright. Okay. Good. Now, unfortunately, both my Train Stewards are bottom decked here, which is unfortunate. Let's fix this by Crystallising the boss, because I am experiencing fear. And then we want to double Foregone Power the boss here. Okay, I'll hold the Drip Fall. I think that's fine. Okay. I need to be doing damage. I think this guarantees success. Now, see, this is an important turn, right? Only one Primitive Mold is the one I held. So very important that I do this. This is nice because she burns out, which means that we're not farming up any damage shield here. Do play other Train Steward here. Important. I do want to Foregone Power, Foregone Power. Okay, I think we're through the combat. Yeah. Yeah, we're through the combat. All well. And then you just Crystallis here and we clean it up. No problem. Alright, good. Okay, so navigating that, I mean, the Icicle Fracture was huge. Let's just be clear. We're going to take Burnout Extension. I really like Wicklash here. It's damage scaling and it's also Burnout Extension. Good. Hallow Drippings would be happily picked if I didn't have a better choice. Also, the value of Molten Encasement is very high, but I think we have to take a Burnout Extender or we're having a bad day. And I will take a Ping. Flash Freeze is very strong here for what I'm looking to do. Okay. Now, banner units. I don't have a good Endless target because I had to take the Burnout Extension. I don't need Permafrost or Holdover that badly. But I could very easily take a Stygian banner. The sweepers are pretty good here, right? No steel shops on 2 or 3. Or rather, no, on 3 or 4 is what I meant to say. Well, there is one here. It's actually hidden. Okay, so there's a good steel shop on 4. Can I win with double Stygian banners and no unit upgrades? Probably. I think it is the magic shop because I could upgrade Wicklash possibly for prepping a spell chain or something here, and I can plus 10 some stuff. I think Crystallis getting a little stronger is okay. I think on average the right side is stronger here. There's obviously on the left side you could get some kind of burnout unit and then a multi-strike. Like you could just hit, right? It would be good. It's possible, and I can afford the reroll. There's a lot of banner units that answer this, right? You could get Paraffin Enforcer. You could get... what else? Paraffin Enforcer. It could be any of the ladies. So 3 of 6 are valid off the gate. I think like Harvest is going to be slow. Baron is suboptimal. Tycoon is emergency pick. He's fine, but he doesn't actually push my strategy forward. And then I can't even remember who the 6th person is offhand. Who's my 6th banner unit? You get Thug, Enforcer, the 2 ladies. Who the heck are my banner units in this clan? What is happening? Logbook. Who are you? 2 ladies. Yeah, that's a rare unit. I'm not counting it. Oh, and the 2 Tycoon guys. Right, okay. So I just straight up forgot Baron Tycoon. Yeah, that does answer that. Okay. I guess there's some fine choices. Do I need a melting unit? That's actually a pretty important question for my run. Something that auto comes with burnout might like to have in the face of patient. It's a tough call, honestly. We're going to have trample patient too because of Trainwreck, so that's not something I can avoid. Otherwise, that might be a serious consideration, right? You just chump block with Fade repeatedly, and she takes the hit. But unfortunately, because of Trample, all that damage pours through, so we're going to need other answers. Things like that Stealth too might have been important, but I don't really have a choice. I had to take Burnout Extension, or else we're going to just have a too inconsistent of a run into the next 2 combats. I think I'm going to go Magic side. I think I'm okay with this. I think I've decided. It's a tough call, though. Holdover out of the gate on Wicklash is big. And you know what? The sweepers are excellent here, actually. It's literally the worst sweeper in the game, but this still does say sweep. It still says sweep. It's hard to say no to it. Okay, we're going to hold over the Wicklash, for sure. They gave us both Spell Chain and Holdover, which is actually pretty crazy, but I'm okay with this. We do -1 holdover on Wicklash, and we feel really good about that. It's a very powerful play. A +10. I'm going to save the slots on Flash Freeze, and I don't have to re-roll now, so we're actually okay. I do have to take stuff, though. Man, there's really no good anything. I guess I intrinsic a Dripfall because this at least allows me to set up on any floor on Patient, and could potentially help. I have to take Shards is the problem. So I'm going to intrinsic a Dripfall. We have no good infusions right now. Spell Chain is sad to give up, but I have absolutely no good targets with that holdover, so we're not going to take it and move on. I can make up for this elsewhere, I think. I've gotten that vibe. I need an infusion, yes. And with any luck, I think that we can actually scale over this armor emblem anyway, so not a problem. Okay. We might leak a floor or something. Oh, actually, we're fine, if only just because I have hit the Wicklash. Interesting. This is actually a really good turn 1. I could play bottom floor here, which is kind of crazy. I don't know if there's a reason to, though. I don't think there is a reason to play bottom floor. You just kind of set up like this, and then we start the Wicklash scaling. This Dripfall is, like, online, but I'm holding it, I suppose. It's strong, yeah. And I can put a Train Steward middle or something. And hopefully I hit the Primitive Mold here. Excellent, great news. I'm basically just face tanking with the Train Steward here, so I'm not that concerned about anything. I should drip the Infiltrator here because it guarantees this goon passes away, right? Yeah. Sure. Okay, and then it comes upstairs, and that's fine. I get the Wicklash in. I do keep my Primitive Mold. Excellent news. I can drop it. I could shoot her is an option, or I could shoot on bottom and buy an extra turn. I'm going to shoot on bottom and buy an extra turn here. I think that's strong. I also think this is free if I just hit bottom floor with resin removal, so we'll take that. Fine. I don't think there's any real challenge here now. You slam the front with Crystallis and we're chilling. Yeah, this is easy. I have the guaranteed reform. Even if, oh no, Primitive Mold hit the wrong thing, I had the frozen one, so all good. And then we can Burnout Extend on middle and this just goes nuts. Especially with all the Frostbite. Yeah, the Wicklash is incredible, honestly. There's very little that can go wrong at this stage of the run with it. Molded, Actually, it's Hallow Drippings here, right? With the Permafrost, I don't think I need the Molded. The Icicle Fracture here. Hallow Drippings just cleans up the run a bunch, so we'll grab it. Guardian's Amulet, Titan's Gratitude, Mollusk Mage, skip, all bad. Eel Gorgon, huh? Although Lady of the House is kind of sick. Eel Gorgon is straight up multi-strike, though. It's multi-strike in a weird way, but it is multi-strike. It's also multi-strike in an expensive way. If I draw both my banner units on turn 1, I cannot play them. I actually really like the Lady of the House Infusion because it is raw stats in the best kind of fashion, and I have a lot of good steel shops coming up, right? I actually think the Lady is superior here. Yeah, I would love the Eel Gorgon is a very good infusion that I'm seriously considering here, but because I have such a weak sweeper, right, this thing is a 110. It needs stats. The only reason I've clicked it is because it says the word sweep on it, so we're going to take the Lady, and that's a good infusion that gives me stats and burnout, which I feel strongly about. I actually don't feel like I need any of these. Like, Divine Advanced Prototype makes this free. I think I would rather have the 25 gold here because we are actually strong enough. What do I do? Go right? Go left? Look for... I have no good holdover targets now? Okay, well, I don't need the health. We'll go to the Horde then, I think. Maybe see, like, Hot Shark or something. Sigiled Seaweed should be very powerful here. I think I need that more than Precious Plating. We'll take it. The banner unit says, I don't know, some Sirens. I don't think this is my angle. Nah, we skip that. It's fine. I'm going to do the infusion right now because this cleans up that floor in a big way. You could keep them separate, but I see no reason to do it. Another spell chain. The Purge is nice. I'm going to purge a Foregone Power here, almost certainly. We'll see what we hit in the caverns. I mean, Wax and Spike with Spell Chain in the... Yeah, we'll take it. That's good. I'm going to take that Spell Chain and put it in this Wax and Spike now. Having a good... I was considering that as a big part of why I wanted to take something. The Awoken's Real Spike, for instance, very strong. But... And I probably would have grabbed that if I didn't have a Spell Chain just chilling here. And then I'm going to purge a Foregone Power because this hurts my Icicle Fracture angle. And I have to take shards, remember. This is Trainwreck, so we're going to experience the Trainwreck whether we want to or not. I would never go this hard on a normal run. Straight up. Not a chance. By the way, this is an incredibly strong play. I just straight up kill, fade, and then immediately reform her so she burns out into this floor, right? It's nuts. And I freeze the drip fall, which helps so much elsewhere. Yeah, we just continue to primitive mold her back. I'm going to drop in the Train Steward here, who I do want to kind of face tank for this. She's going to arrive, so Talos comes upstairs next turn. I want to move her, I think. We're going to see what we primitive mold. All right, yeah, rather what we freeze. Cool, excellent. We get the extension of Burnout. 2/5 hit is perfect. So we do... Ooh, we want to play out the Train Steward here, I think. Not really. I'm going to just sit on this, and hopefully we hit the Hallow Drippings. It's a 1 in 3, but I don't want to add to the Reform pool, and Foregone Power could drop one of my Frozens. I'm actually very... Yeah, it did drop one of my Frozens. It's okay, we did hit the Hallow Drippings as a result. It didn't hit the Primitive Mold, so I'm okay with it. Fine. Wicklash, I do want to reform the person. She's important. We drop her in. This is now Wax and Spike drop here. Excellent. And then we also drop the Hallow Drippings here. And I think we're chillin'. There's a strong argument for incants here. I want to take 6 damage next turn, so actually we're okay, right? 6 coming in, 6 health. Fine. Let's work downstairs then. I want to freeze this Wax and Spike in case I have extra Ember for any reason on a future turn. This is actually a really good Frozen, right? Because the 6 comes in, but I don't want her to... I don't want Mr. I mean, wrong. Wrong. What I'm saying is this is a good Dripfall draw. I said frozen because I'm thinking of the Icicle Fracture frozen one, but it's not there. Anyway, I'm going to drop Talos here. I actually can drop the frontline unit. Yeah, and then we keep damage on Talos. I am going to clear her lifesteal. There's no reason not to do this here. Cool. Great. I'm okay with that. I have guaranteed reforms. It's good. I do wish to take that guaranteed reform now. We'll play it. She's got 21 health, which is kind of nonsense when you think about it. So, that's fine. It's hard to actually get her killed, though. Which is funny. I am going to drop Wax and Spike here. There's no reason not to. Bonus damage is your friend. Cool. We'll work a little on the Frostbite on bottom here. Sure. This also permanently holds a primitive mold. There's a way I can play this, right? I was going to say if I draw the Flash Freeze, I can kill and bring back. It's actually a pretty tough card, like, set of draws here. You resin removal this. You Dripfall the boss. And this changes it a little bit. The downside, of course, being only so much can be done. We don't have multi-strike or anything right now, but I do think the Lady of the House still provided a better benefit overall. Spike of the Stygian is a good pickup. We'll grab it. It's good for Divinity questions. Oh, Lodestone Totem. Lodestone Totem is sick, though. It also handles the question mark of what if you miss on multi-strike. We can still win by pushing things up. It's also a single space unit. What a crazy hit that I will snap click. I do have to pay the Ember tax for this, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. And then I go immediately to the steel shop and we hopefully high roll out of our mines. Yeah, we actually do. I get the multi-strike into the lady right away, which is amazing. Very cool. I get to remove some train stewards that are in my way. I will take money because I must. Dark Forge is Firelight 2 upgrade. Yes, I need to do that. I then consider the reroll. Burnout 1 is pretty decent. I could extend this to her start to a Burnout 4. I don't think that's necessary. I'd rather save for like another multi-strike or something. Large Stone, huh? Large Stone is on its own bad, but not getting an HP upgrade here into Lodestone Totem is tough. I could stick it in the back though, right? Yeah, that works out. I'm gonna need to dupe something. My floor could very well be 1, 2, 3, 4. I could take a duped Lodestone Totem later once I have some upgrades in it. So I'm thinking Ring 6 I have to upgrade it, hopefully see some HP stuff. Ring 7 I upgrade it, and then Ring 8 I dupe it. I get 3 steel shops in a row then. Okay, this will work. The multi-strike changes a lot, makes me feel much better about this. I'm going to have to aggressively take shards here. And seal. I think we're okay to do this because of the multi-strike. Right, also we can just high roll the Sigiled Seaweed here, and that's pretty cool. This is what, plus 12? So she does 28, 28. So, pretty strong if I just open with it, right? Pretty strong to just open with this. His Pyrelight Master, I'd kind of like to respect a bit. This guy walks on me, though, if I do that, though. I'm only doing, what is this, 28, 28, 56? I guess I open up the Crystallis to kill him. I don't like that, though. No, it's even worse, though, because I took Heaven Seal. No, we actually do need to see if we can draw Wicklash first. Okay, fine. We play top. I am just going to kill this man in front, though. There's no reason to take that hit. And then we sit. Ah, I missed the Dripfall. It's a shame. We get Lodestone Totem down, and that's all we can play here. And I lose the Collector. Very well. Lodestone Totem goes in back because this guy is going to pass away very quickly. Alright, we're good. Cool. Great. I don't want to sap down to 0. I am going to resin removal the spikes on bottom. Who's scarier? Who's less likely to actually pass away? The answer is going to be these guys on bottom, the Clip Defender, who has 80 armor. We just kind of sit on this. One of the first turns I don't have a reform handy, which is tough. I am going to sap this down, though, which is great. Excellent. I get the hallowed drippings in. Excellent. I do avoid the burnout, sadly, but that's okay. Remember, the floor is being sapped, unfortunately, is kind of the nature of what's happening. I get a plus 12 here. Floor is sapped to nothing here, which is weird, but fine. Frostbite this, it's okay. I want to avoid oversapping the floor. We actually got hurt by Sigiled Seaweed there, which is very funny to me. If I play just Wicklash, she still dies. Okay, click nothing else. Goodness, hopefully I get a Primitive Mold held over. Great, excellent, cool. Alright, we did it. Alright. Primitive Mold her back. Great, that's a little fade. If I play the Wicklash, she doesn't die. So let's shoot her with Flash Freeze. And to click nothing else. Okay, we did it. Alright. I am going to need to sap this boss to nothing. I will Primitive Mold him back. Or fade back, rather. That is important. Wicklash for sure. Resin removal away his 23 regen. It's important. Play the Waxen Spike for damage. And then just freeze this Foregone Power so I don't have to think about it. It's the extra card for next turn. Okay, now. Okay, great news. I was just thinking to myself, alright, how do I avoid passing away here? The answer is simple. Dripfall is very strong, as it turns out. Spike of the Stygian is good. And then we attempt to sap down as much as we can, and this actually looks pretty easy, right? Yeah. Cool. Thank you, Lodestone Totem, very cool. We get Jackstrips from this, good, great. Crushing Demise is interesting. Sacred Wicks, Remnant Host. It's hard to skip Crushing Demise ever, so we'll click it. Ice Storm is a great plus 30 target. I need to be planning around that. We'll take it. I'm going left for the removals here. I think I need to cut... I need to think momentarily about what in the world I'm doing infusion-wise for Lodestone Totem. It might just be Train Steward, unironically. Guardian Stone could be cool if I see it. I haven't seen an answer for that yet. I don't have to make this decision until the next ring anyway, but it probably will be a Train Steward, so we'll leave one in. This is not a dupe here. No, this is a removal. Guild Marker is nice to pick up. Lightstone Casing is maybe good, but I don't have great targets for this. Like, you could take a Spell Chain into Wicklash here and have extra Wicklash. It's good, I guess. It's a good use of my Ember, but I'm just going to take the Guild Marker here. I think this is better. Also, no guarantee I even see the Spell Chain, right? Titan's Claws. That's actually a very sneaky way of skating out extra Lodestone Totems, possibly, making them all free. Okay, we have the Titan's Claws Icicle Fracture combo, which never happens. Holdover? What do you mean, holdover? What do you hold over from here? I mean, holdover Dripfall, as garbage as it is, does answer the question of how do I not pass away in the early turns. Fair enough, I suppose. We're going to cut one Train Steward and leave the other in for the time being. I'm going to drop a Foregone Power here. Yes. I just keep removing stuff that's going to cause problems. The holdover, I think, has to be in Dripfall, right? It's an answer to our friend Patient and Divinity a little bit, until we can sap him down to nothing. And then after that, it's just a free incant. So we'll take it. The plus 10 here, I should put it in something. Now that I have Ice Storm for the big upgrades, let's put this in Flash Freeze. I can cut more cards. I actually get free removal, essentially, due to the guild marker we picked up. Let's go ahead and cut. Having one intrinsic and one on Dripfall is actually not terrible, right? I kind of like that. Let's drop another foregone power here. Okay. Let's move on. I'm going to save some of my money at this point. I'm going to this steel shop. I might miss a collector or something here. So, Mark of Invasion, however, is fine. Yeah. I either sap it down or I sweep it down. Also, the silence apparently is an option. We're playing top. It's all good. Cool, actually. I can just open with a very good Waxen Spike here, which is actually kind of neat. Plus 12. It's a good jump in damage. I'll take it, sure. And then we just end this turn. Whatever gets held over, gets held over. Jack strips. That's funny. I did hit the drip fall, so let's send this collector, right? I need to primitive mold first. We managed to avoid the Ember Drain, which is excellent, which lets me do Fade in front, Totem in back, freeze something, and I think it becomes free. Very cool. Interesting. I need to primitive mold here. Fade drops in. Now, I'd like to stop as much of this damage as possible. And I'd also like to kill this enemy, so I think I do need a Crystallis here. That's a pretty good turn. I can, of course, just drip the collector for the time being, which I think is important. I want to get this money. It's 75 gold. A single extra incant upstairs is good, though. It turns this into just she dies, but otherwise nothing bad happens, which is pretty much perfect. Okay. Good. We hit the Wicklash now, which is excellent. Great. Drop it in, begin Wicklash. I do think this is a pretty good resin removal here. Guess we're just going to keep dripping the collector until such point that either the boss kills it or I kill it. I may as well stop the Ember Drain here. No reason not to. Fade is going to struggle to burn out, but I do get to freeze a primitive mold here, which is good for me, so I'm happy with it. Fine. Alright, Wicklash incoming. I think I have to Hallow Drippings here so my poor Lodestone Totem does not pass away. I draw a foregone power. Incredible, we get the collector. Hey, it happens, I guess. Cool. Great news. She got silenced. Well, she's gonna have a bad day, if only just because it's very difficult for her to do anything here to me. Hold the drip, I suppose. We'll click the primitive mold because I do want to try to save hit points. Yeah, we get it, right? 2, 11, 11. All the hits go into the front here. Excellent. Cool. I guess we'll just shoot the boss then and then foregone power this. Even if I drop the primitive mold there, I'm not too upset about it. I think we have the tools for this. Yeah, we actually bring her back anyway, which is all good. Drop her in. We get the Wicklash. I drip fall. I'm going to play the Crushing Demise just to get rid of it so that I can play Flash Freeze on floor next turn. It's a free extra incant, right? Yeah, this looks bad until you go, let me click my cards. Hey, look, I'm winning now. In fact, she never even attacks me. So, pretty cool when you think about it. We're very strong and relentless with that extra sap, and otherwise are in pretty good space for most stuff. I don't think we need Engulfed in Smoke, just being clear. The sap is sufficient. It serves a similar role on this run, and we're pretty consistent with it. So let's take the money. Frenzied Swarm, Preserve. Preserve is hard to skip. It guarantees I hit something. It's an okay card. It's not very effective because I have pretty good likelihood of connecting the Icicle Fracture, right? hard to say. I'd rather my cards do something better than this. So let's actually skip this and take the money. Kind of crazy, but I'm happy to have it. We are going to go hunt some stuff on the right side. Plus 25s, in-can armor 2s. I could take another multi-strike, but I'd also happily take another plus 25. Lots of upgrades I can grab here. Plus removals. It's excellent. Endless. No. No, 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 no. Burnout 1 again. Good grief. The removals here are... It's tough. I do think this is time for Train Steward's Infusion into Lodestone Totem. It's just stats. I also need this. I'm going to plus 30 the Ice Storm, make this stronger. I'm going to 10 in Piercing the Ice Storm to make this stronger. We have to just take stuff. Am I going to give up? I mean, I could roll into In-Can Armor 2 plus 25 and Multi-Strike next. I'm going to see more Steel Shops, right? We know we are, before I run into the dupe, which is where I dupe the Lodestone Totem. So I think we just spin this. I mean, I'll take the extra Multi-Strike. It's at least something. It's not ideal, because I still don't have upgrades on my guy, but at least he's got the Train Steward Infusion now, so I think that's fine. And we have a fully loaded unit in case I high roll Thunderstone. Which I don't. Random consumable? I don't know what that could be. I have one temple left. I mean, I guess it could be an intrinsic space prism. It's a space relic, kind of. I can never capitalize on it, though. I guess it lets me take a large stone. Kind of. No, I can't because I'm duping it. Rage serum or something. I'll take the melting consumable. Yeah, I mean, an extra hallow drippings is fine. Draw density there. I guess if they keep giving me stuff, I'll take money out of it. Alright, whatever. I'm not going to take rage serum here. I do remove pretty much all the foregone powers at this point. I think is correct. If this prevents me from accidentally... Yeah, it prevents accidental stuff. I actually think we could probably cut a Crystallis too, but the foregone powers genuinely cause me concern, so we'll do that. I think we can actually buy a removal on a Crystallis as well. Having just one of them is okay. And 145, let's see, 150. I get 25 here is 150, 25, 175. I dupe. That's 190. Do I have to grab... Is this a great example of a run where I didn't have... Huh. I'm going to end up at 190? Really? Unless I draft 2 units and infuse them at the end? I mean, I'll keep my eyes open for it, but... That's pretty interesting. This is an interesting run of... what did I miss? I took everything in this one. Everything here I'd have to dupe again. Go a different path. Take a random dupe. I think the only thing I could have missed is I've skipped a random spell chain, which... I guess that's fair, but... I don't know what else to say there. Interesting. I get to play the lady down. This is a very good resin removal that I am going to click. Weight of Contrition is fine. Sure. Alright, I think we're okay. Now the only question is I have to draft 2 units in order to make this, like, work, right? Interesting. I will play Wax and Spike here, and I will drop in the Hallow Drippings here. I need him to hit me at 2. Sure. All good. Alright, the Dripfall does save me turns down below. I'm happy to have it. I do get to incant somewhat upstairs. It's not a big deal because the Burnout 1 is here. I guess I could self-shoot. I do want to play out the Hallow Drippings here. So I do want to self-shoot, I think. True. And then the Purge doesn't do anything. And then I can actually just play Fade again with no Ember Drain and let her sit on the floor. That's okay with me too. That's fine. Could certainly be worse. Wicklash is your friend. She does burn out. It's perfect, in fact. What an interesting floor. I could actually connect a sick Ice Storm here by drip falling this thing off. And then Ice Storm swinging it for like, yeah, a bajillion damage, actually. And I'll take the... I don't want to burn out to extend, so we just hit him again. That's actually kind of disgusting. And we get the burnout, which is very powerful. It's a really strong turn into the boss, actually. The guy is sitting at almost half health right now. No fade on the floor is actually kind of spicy. I can drip anything that maybe scares me off. I may as well. It saves health. I'm going to crush middle. It doesn't really matter. We'll Weight of Contrition here, and then I will just sap this down to taking 3 damage. We clear the floor, no problem, but kind of interesting. Alright, we get fade back. No problems. Great work. Go team. I don't care if she takes this hit. In fact, everything is silenced. I do want to play the drip fall just because reasons. Yeah, I want to freeze the primitive molt here. I think he goes upstairs and he's going to have a bad day. Oh no, he has nothing left. Good. Not even a problem, really. All fine. Drip this thing off the floor. It does not matter. I just take that hit. It's fine. I'm going to drop some sap into the boss here, and I think I'm okay with that. Sure. We should be able to sap him down to a reasonable level, I believe. I would like to make sure that my champion passes away. What is the right way to do that? 9x2, so one more incant does it, right? Perfect. And then the only extra damage is a little bit that comes through. I actually think because of the order of operations, we're taking 5 into Silliphite due to the Clip Shaman. Let's drip fall bottom just to hold on to it, and we sit on the rest of this. I'm going to reform her, and this should be pretty much the best turn possible, right? It looks bad, but we get the reform. Excellent opener. Great news. I then get the Wicklash. I then get the double drip falls here. Great. And then I get to actually send this man to the Shadow Realm with Ice Storm. Cool. And he doesn't swing. Great news. Alright, be on the lookout for units? No units. Intent on death is hard to skip from this situation. Okay, we'll click it. Card draw. At long last, card draw happens. I do not need the space because I have Lodestone Totem. Right? It's all Lodestone Totem. I think we go and look for unit upgrades for Lodestone Totem. Fine. Take everything in the middle. We upgrade Firelight one more time. And move on from here. Another multi-strike? I mean, if you give me a multi-strike, I think I will put it on the Lodestone Totem. It is just more hits. Not a problem. I'm going to re-roll that. I get a plus 25. You know what? Beautiful. I'll take it. It's something. She's fully upgraded. I can remove stuff if I really want to. I don't think I really want to. I'll take the upgrade. I get a build-a-card here. Sap, good. Sap damage, we go aggro on this, and then I think I leave this alone. Although I like the Descend. I like the Descend here. Yeah, we're going to click that. This is nuts. This card is excellent here. I'm happy to have that. This card is great because I'm able to play that on Patient to get him off floor and also progress the sap on him a little bit. So we'll move on. Not many options left, I guess. I need to draft units, or else I think we end at 190. So I had to leave the Train Stewards in? Man, that's such a stupid... It's really annoying having to do that. But, fair enough. I'm not, like, mad about it, right? It's like, whatever. It's whatever, it's fine. Oh no, I forgot to leave in... Like, think about this. I'm basically going to myself, oh no, I forgot to put in whatever the heck. I forgot to leave in my train stewards to infuse them. It's a little bit of a bummer, but I thought I'd have enough. I guess I didn't. I ungood when I should have ungood. Hallow drippings first, actually, by the way. That's good. And then I think I do want to wax and spike here. It's good. I then drop in fade. I think I am dripping the thing in the back off the floor. She'll burn out. All good. Should be fine, yeah. Okay, we're going to reform her. I'm actually going to Hallow Drippings first. Wicklash goes in front. We primitive mold her back. Great news. I just keep sapping the floor because reasons. And honestly, this is looking pretty decent here, right? I drop this off the floor. She doesn't pass away. She's taking 10 here. So if I sap one more time, if I drop one more time, this works out. I have to drop one of the guys in back, and this works out perfectly. Sure, cool. Great news. All right. Now this floor is going to look a little spicier because reasons. You can see it happening. It's spicy. That's okay. I can just drip some of these things off the floor. It's not that concerning. And then Ice Storm and blast the floor into the Aether. Cool. Great news. Up here, I just primitive mold a little bit. We're only taking 3 here, which is kind of perfect. 12-12, 4-4. I guess I could play one of these and take a little less. I might as well, right? True. It's true. Let's just crush middle. I don't want to look at that guy anymore. This is fine. Okay, cool. Oh, he got silenced. That's rude. That's a rude hit for our lad, but it is what it is, I suppose. We'll drop in our friend. I'm going to shoot them. Make some progress here, and then wax and spike immediately. We just drip fall here. All good. I'm going to hold on to these cards for a really banger finishing turn. Old Magic is really strong to just play into the boss here, which is great. We continue the Wicklash spam. Hold on to the drip fall. Sure. I guess I could clear the spell shield. Why not? Sure. And then I get a free Crystallis for next turn, which is also cool. Great news. We actually win as is, which is kind of funny, but this is going to look even cleaner very soon. Yeah, this poor goon is pretty much not going to be able to hit anything, I don't think. Yeah, we actually sap him down to 1 damage here, which is unbelievable. So, pretty good, as it turns out. Pretty good. I'll take the Remnant Host. Ah, it's a shame. Didn't hit it. I'll skip this then. Now I could... Gosh, this is gross. I can still do this, right? I have to... If I can still do it. I hate it, but I can do it. I have to dupe the Remnant Host. Right? This is punishment for an earlier mistake, but I think I have to do it. I dupe the Remnant Host instead of my totem. Tragic. But I then self-infuse it, and I have to take everything else in here. Yeah, I do. Okay, all right, fair enough, Mr. Monster Train, you got me. Ugh, I hate that. All right, I'm gonna spell chain the most impactful card, which is Intent on Death here. This is a huge jump in power. Yes, as much as I would love to like spell chain Old Magic, that's gonna be too expensive to play. I want Intent on Death here. It's also more powerful overall. We do this. Okay, let's get our 100 shards. I'm gonna feel bad about this, but I think I don't really have much of a choice. We go and dupe the Remnant Host. I then self-infuse the Remnant Host. I then remove the self-infused Remnant Host. Okay, we made our 200 Pact Shards, y'all. We did it. Remove this unit because this unit is essentially unplayable. Incredible news. We did it. Ugh. Mold Braces is probably a good pickup. She's going to die in front, giving that HP to... I guess they're both kind of similarly tanky, so I'd probably put the Lodestone Totem in front here. Because I want the Icy Silhouette ever swinging. So we'll do... Oh, I can Conscription Notice, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 space upstairs. Yeah, Conscription Notice is actually free huge. Big fan of that. I'll take the Mold Braces. I'm going to spin this. Pyrestone Housing is shown up. Okay. Yeah. Even if for no reason other than I'm happy to have an Incant Armor 2 on my Lodestone Totem, that's kind of sick. I'll re-roll here. I'll put a plus 25 on Lady. That's great news, yeah. This is a big swing, in my opinion. Incredible. And I can still afford a removal. Actually, stronger than I thought it was going to be. I could buy Pyro Wall or Hammered Chest Plates. Or a removal. What is the play on the removal side, then? What would I drop here? I think I'm happy with my deck as it is, honestly. We're drawing pretty fast. We're feeling pretty good about this. I think instead I'm going to just take some extra health on the floor. This will matter with Trample. Sure, I'm okay with that. I actually think this panned out pretty well. We're going to be okay. The Conscription Notice helps with the extra unit, right? So I can actually use my space effectively. And I could just high roll Animus of Will or Horned Warrior, right? So, anyway, 205, we made it. Let's go. Gross. What a gross requirement. I should have just held on to Train Stewards and thought about this intelligently, but I did not. Okay. Push this man away. Go away, my guy. Go away. Here's Fade. I'll take a Husk Hermit. He's going to be a tank for me. And then we get Lodestone Totem in. Seems good. Now, there you are. Bad enemy. But we actually high roll the Dripfall on this turn, which is good. So, now I should actually, as crazy as this is, we're going to Primitive Mold first, because I want to sap the boss here. We drop in Fade. I don't want to. No, I'm going to drip him off. I don't want to rally him twice here. We'll drop him now. Fade lands. Silhouette in back. I'm taking 11, so don't touch this. I could get away with this actually by resin removal and then self-pinging here. No, I think what we do instead is we Flash Freeze downstairs, apply Sap to boss, and then we permafrost the resin removal for next turn. He has to come back up here. Okay, we have the tools now. No reforms on this turn for the record. So I wish to sap. Resin removal. It's good. Hollow drippings. Crystallis. This is about as strong as we're going to get. I can slam the old magic into him for an extra 3 and send him now. And I think we're okay with that. I'm going to crush downstairs and take the Wax and Spike upstairs. And I just can hold the drip and freeze the Wax and Spike. Okay, that was a very good turn. Okay, now we Primitive Mold. Incants are valid here. I want to Hollow Drippings first. Drop Fade. This rallies him, unfortunately, but that's okay. Ice Storm. And now he barely is pushing. He barely pushes Fade here, which is almost perfect. So let's drop downstairs and get this hit in. Good. Great, actually. Perfect. I do have the tools. Yeah, so we need to just, once we hit that resin removal one more time, this cleans up fully. We drop in Fade. I am going to begin the spell chain here, which is very, very powerful. Incredible plays. The Wicklash in the back. I'm going to Drip Fall just randomly, I think. Does not matter where. Hold on to the Crush. Okay. Give me Resin Removal, and I think we get this. Great. Resin Removal completely cleans this up. And I'm pretty sure wins the run for us. Yeah, I am going to sap him. I don't want to descend him, though, right? I want him to take that 652. So I think we're just going to shoot a man, I think. Just shoot a guy and send him in the Shadow Realm and then sap a bit. And then 9 and 23. I guess I could just, like, send this off floor. Doesn't really matter. And then it's all good. Cool. In fact, I'm fine with this. Good. I think we've got the tools to win this, so I'm happy with it. We want Fade back, absolutely. Bring her in. Do it. Begin the Wicklash again. I think she's actually dying, which is kind of a rare perk of everything here. Let's... What am I doing next? I'm actually kind of happy with this top floor, right? We're getting everything perfectly, killing her. So... Cool. I'm just going to overstack bottom floor, actually. And then... Yeah, hold on to the Flash Freeze here. This is kind of perfect. I want to have some spells on lock for Relentless, right? So, that shouldn't be too tough to pull off. The self-ping here is not it. Yeah, so I think we're going to be okay. As long as I just freeze stuff, we're fine. I should Ice Storm here. Ooh, that's still only 2 hits in the back. Hits him for like 600, though. That's great. And then, what? I just let it ride, I think? We freeze what we freeze. I may as well hold on to the Drip Fall, though. It's good to do it. Sure. And then whatever I freeze, I'm happy with it. All of these are planned for Relentless, right? That's the goal. I want to hold on to pretty much anything here that they'll let me hold on to. I'm going to drop one of these guys because it just prevents me from taking a bunch of damage in the back. And then the rest of this is okay. We just sit on the Drip Fall here. The whole point of this is to guarantee that this turn has maximum spells. Not that we needed it, but it is something that we could do. This is a Descend, excellent. I can just ping stuff here. We're in very good position as far as Drip Falls go. I just slam Sap down, and I take 3 damage to Husk Hermit in the end. And of course, Fade passes away. There's one attack that comes in. Honestly, excellent. That's really good. Cool. Okay, today we get Shard of Divinity. I will take it. I would not have taken blank pages there. I would have skipped it. But this is actually a little bit of a tricky Fade run, but I really think the hopscotch we had to do to hit 200 shards was the hardest part here. Some people have suggested to me in the past to consider a 300 shard series, and just being honest, I don't know how the heck I would do that. By the way, terrifying turn 1. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. That was my alarm clock going off, telling me to wake up. I very rarely have that go off. I feel terrible that that just happened, in fact, because there are so many people who I know listen to my videos while they're trying to go to bed. I'm very sorry that happened. I'm over here thinking I didn't even notice my 10 o'clock morning AM alarm went off. Okay, well, sorry about it. I was thinking, by the way, is there a way I can articulate this turn so that I can guarantee that Lodestone Totem gets the Permafrost plus Titan's Gratitude, or Titan's Claws, rather? Answer is no, there's not. Fade drops. Railbeater is good. I'm happy to have Railbeater. Put him down. He's a really good frontliner there. I think instead we must play the units here. Yes. We get some offset here due to Fade Extinguish triggering. Alright, Old Magic is actually a really good hit here. That's a big swing. Okay. Play Hallowed Drippings first. That's important. Primitive Mold back Fade. Drop Fade in. That's important. I'm gonna sap the boss. That's important. She burns out presently. I am just going to hypercharge my floor. And we're gonna Intent on Death double time here. And I'm gonna be okay with that turn. That's pretty bloody strong. The Divinity is basically sapped to 0 already, which is great. I also hit the Whiplash, so honestly, at this point, this has become a W. Cool. Great news. Cool. And we're very strong now. I know that I did put the Lodestone Totem in front of Siliphyte. There's a reason for this, though, right? Even though the Bralebeater is not connecting with the sweep here, I'm okay with it. The main reason I'm okay with it is simply that I really want a resin removal middle floor. Good grief, I'm doing it and you can't stop me. The real reason it's important, in my opinion, is actually that we have multi-strike that's providing some benefit anyway. It's not that big of a deal. The main reason I wanted to do this is just because if the floor does get swept through, it is most important that the Siliphyte swing. That is the single most important part we could do. Anyway, if I drip middle and then crush the mini-boss, he's just kind of passed away and gone, so that's good. We will take it. We just sap top floor a bunch. And it's good. I hold on to the primitive mold. Cool. Oh no, you killed Fade. All good by me. And this next floor is now just fully empty, which is incredible. I do want Fade to come back. Very important. She needs to chill. I then can connect the full... This was planned, by the way. The full Ice Storm now connects with the boss for a whopping, like, 1,000 damage. And then... double drip fall up here? And I think we chill. We may actually pre-relentless on this turn, or come close to it. I'm just going to go ahead and toss the Wax and Spike it too, now that I'm looking at it. I think that's fine. It's a good turn for it. I'm happy with it. Whatever gets permafrosted, and that's fine. Yeah. Great news. We're doing it. Alright, Whiplash is in. Yeah, see, this is a big damage turn right here. Yeah. I'm going to actually kill one of the heavy, or one of the big enemies here to stop some of this damage. I'm going to drip fall. Who got silenced on middle? Okay, we silenced the Harvest guy, so I am just going to drop Mr. 11x2 here, I think. Or honestly, Fade passes away kind of perfectly here. 6 plus 27. So I hold on to resin removal, and we let this ride. Cool. Good to me. I could have also done more damage to the Divinity each turn by having the Lodestone Totem in back, because she would sweep out the floor and then his damage would perfectly connect. So this is kind of like hashtag misplay, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm over it, right? No big deal. We then drip middle and I crush again to kill the mini-boss. Very strong, as it turns out. We continue just dripping here. All good. Oh no, I stopped her from dying. It's fine. I'm not really stressed about it here. All good. And then you just draw the Ice Storm again and we just kill her with spell damage. 9 spell weakness committed to death. Seems good. I even pre-relentlessed on this combat, so that was pretty quick. I'm really sorry about the alarm, y'all, but it happens. I was hoping to be done before that. I didn't even notice that was still turned on, so fair enough. Oh well, you're all awake now, huh? But... that does get us to our win. A very cool finish, I think. It ended up being fairly clean, and we even got our 200 shards in the end, so go us. Now, that was a misplay. I'll go to the run summary. I should have just kept the 2 train stewards so that I could have had a better dupe. And I think I could have gotten a better pre-relentless on Divinity if I had thought about it. I was playing defensive. Someone always mentions this as comments, so that's why I'm talking about it. I was playing defensive. My most important unit was in the back. Obviously, for Relentless, this doesn't matter, but for Relentless, it didn't matter anyway because of sap. So I was playing for the what happens if my entire floor passes away in the worst possible case. Well, the one unit I want to live is Icicle, so that's why she's in the back. Now, if I had done this in a different order, what I should have done would have been Icicle in front, well, behind Fade. So it would have been Fade, Icy Cellophite, then Rail Beater, then the Lodestone Totem. And that's how you maximize your Relentless damage, because she sweeps the floor, and then Lodestone Totem gets his swings with that melee weakness into the boss every turn. That's how you would swing this around. So you can tell that I'm a very defensive player in general, because I assume the worst and I want to avoid losing. The idea, it's very different. Avoid losing versus win harder, right? If you're chasing score, you want to win harder. If you're chasing a win streak, you want to avoid losing. Anyway, that's some like philosophical stuff. It turned out that Conscription Notice was very good. I did really appreciate the Firestone housing in the end. I did use it. I rolled some good stuff here. I got some in-can armor too. I got some health. Happy to have that. I am pleased with the Lady of the House infusion. I didn't need this second multi-strike, but I'm also happy to have had it. It sped me up, so that's cool. We were going to be okay either way thanks to the totem, so kind of a weird floor though. Yeah, kind of a strange one. We had a Rail Beater, Icy Silliphite, and a Lodestone Totem at the end. Strange. We did pay the Ember tax for Totem. It was a good idea we did. Even on Divinity, we did draw them both at once, which ended up being important. So that was cool. But really, the big shout out here is Icicle Fracture Titan's Claws. This synergy is rarely good. Oftentimes, it's too slow. I think Icicle Fracture maybe gets a bad rap, but I think this is actually a pretty good relic. Of course, the problem being that Foregone Power is trash, but I did just remove them all, so it ended up being fine. The Titan's Claws did mean that I could hoard cards for a strong, relentless turn into bosses, though, which was actually really good for things like I wasn't afraid of the general guy on ring 7 because he got silenced, but it does matter for things like Arcus, which I was slower at sapping, or Self-Made Harpy or whatever. A lot of these turns were I'm dying and then I play some cards and I'm winning. So having this able to coordinate a stronger end turn was actually very good. Otherwise, huge shout out actually to Mondo Smash Ice Storm plus Spell Weakness. Actually a formidable part of our damage plan. On multiple turns on the Divinity, I was able to plug thousands of damage into him by just coordinating the Ice Storm on an empty floor because I would drip and crush a mini-boss. So, pretty cool. Is Crushing Demise good? Yes, as a matter of fact, it is. So we will let that go there. Otherwise, I don't really have too much else to call out. I think the biggest takeaways are Icicle Fracture Titan's Claws, sometimes pretty cool, and a weird floor with Fade. Also, I think there was some interesting problem solving to get to 200 shards here, so I'm glad that we managed to pull that off. I do think that was good. But lesson learned, right? I thought I would have been... my mental model for this run, and while I was trying to save time, was I think I can make 200 shards while removing 2 Train Stewards, or 3 actually, and then using the infusion into Lodestone Totem. I thought that would have been enough. Turns out it wasn't. Kind of crazy. So I actually needed a 3rd infusion on this run, which ended up paying out in the end by taking that Remnant Host. So kind of an interesting realization. I'll have to keep that in mind going forward. But anyway, that is a W. We'll take it, and I will let you go there. So, hey, thanks a lot for watching this. I really appreciate your time. As always, you can give the video a like or a dislike if you want. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and stay tuned for what's next. Take care, folks.